Who addressed us by telephone, Tamara? You got down on Whoopi Goldberg for addressing why one more affirmed casualty didn't go to the police. No, we don't answer that, Oak. I simply needed to inquire as to whether you needed to answer by any means about whether any of that was valid. There's no reaction. Bill Cosby was the best impact since he was on I Spy and mid-60s in 66. Definitely the ugly truth is out in the open. The reports concerning Steve Harvey's undertaking with Bill Cosby have quite recently been affirmed, and the network program has a remark about it. So who released the undertaking? And what did Steve need to say regarding it? Stay blocked to figure out. Essie Berry, a social equality lobbyist, uncovered a portion of Steve's haziest mysteries in a new stunning meeting Berry didn't keep down, uncovering a stunning piece of information that left everybody totally staggered. Prepare yourselves on the grounds that, as per Berry, our darling television program, have Steve Harvey had a preferably dubious relationship with none other over Bill Cosby. Steve had a supper date with Bill Cosby and his better half, so everyone chilling, plunking down in the front room, chilling, Bo doing his thing. And Steve and the spouse sitting up there in Marianneville. Anyway, the way that Steve decided to connect himself with somebody like Bill Cosby has caused a commotion. We as a whole realize that Bill has an obscure past, yet trust me when I say it goes a lot further than you can envision. Plan to be completely shocked in light of the fact that this man's profession experienced an overwhelming plunge when he wound up snared in a trap of the most serious and apparently ceaseless charges. A couple of not so much as 12, as well as in excess of 60 ladies, have approached blaming Bill Cosby for rape. 3 Cosby informers, the ones joined by Gloria Allred. And one of these ladies was only 17 years of age when she guaranteed she was physically attacked. So yet, in spite of all the condemning proof stacked against him, there was one individual who stood immovably in Bill Cosby's corner. And that individual was, in all honesty, the notorious Steve Harvey. Yet stand by, it gets significantly juicier. Steve didn't unobtrusively uphold Cosby in secret. Good gracious. He strongly supported his objective in broad daylight during interviews in any place he could meet you at any point. Envision the dauntlessness it takes. A serious guts to straightforwardly back a man confronting such serious claims. The vast majority would shudder out of dread trepidation at the possibility of being related with a shameful figure like Bill. Yet not Steve Harvey. He courageously remained by Cosby, not thinking often about the potential aftermath that could discolor his own standing and send his popularity into a descending winding. Steve Harvey's relentless help and protection of a shamed comic lighted a firestorm of hypothesis about their relationship. Individuals couldn't resist the opportunity to cause a commotion at Steve's unjustifiable devotion to this fallen comic. What's more, this entire circumstance upholds Essie Berry, who had first uncovered their gay relationship clearly. It is Mary Shackelford, Steve's ex, who uncovered their grimy relationship. As per Essie, who is a dissident, Mary came to her for some assistance in regards to Steve and her terrible separation. Mary wound up uncovering a lot. As per Essie, Mary told her that one night she went to Bill Cosby's home to meet his better half, yet there she saw Steve, Bill, and his better half having a supper date together. After, in some cases, she went along with them too. Steve was remaining with Bill's better half, and Mary was remaining with Bill. Mary told her that Steve made Bill's better half beverage, and he was chilling with her and living it up. Subsequent to making Bill's better half a beverage, Steve got her hands and took her to the room. As per Essie, Mary got disappointed with this occurrence and left quickly in light of the fact that her significant other was doing unseemly exercises. It appears to be that Steve involved a substance in her beverage to make her rest, yet Steve didn't do it since he was drawn to that lady. Rather, he needed to invest some energy with Bill alone. And when Mary left, Steve and Bill were together, yet as per Mary, Steve returned home hours after the fact, hung in and out of control. Smell, a dubious smell, generally came from Bill as well. And Mary asked Steve what he was resembling, yet Steve answered with a peculiar response After this inquiry from Mary, Steve lacked the ability to turn his eyes to Mary's since he was smelling dubious, and his eyes had something in them which demonstrated that he had a gay relationship with Bill. So this implies it was extremely normal for Steve to help and remain standing for a monster like Bill on the grounds that obviously Steve was having a relationship with Bill to that end. He came to the media, transparently talked about how he loves and supports Bill for setting in 1975. Bill Cosby was engaged with a profoundly upsetting occurrence at his Playboy house. During that time, a 16-year-old young lady named Judy Huth succumbed to Cosby's activities, which included unseemly and hurtful sexual reach. It's vital to take note of that Judy was underage at that point. And Cosby's way of behaving originated from a strange premium in a minor. As insight about this episode spread across the media, Judy Huth fearlessly approached and talked freely about her horrible experience, revealing insight into how the dearest individual of note had physically attacked her. As per Judy's record, she and different young ladies experienced Bill Cosby right then and there while participated in a round of pool. Cosby furnished them with liquor prior to taking them to the Playboy Chateau. It's dampening to understand that Judy wasn't the main casualty, as there is areas of strength for that different young ladies might have likewise endured because of Bill Cosby during her meeting. When gotten some information about the attack, Judy eagerly denied having given agree to the demonstration. Her presence in the court is a demonstration of the way that she didn't readily participate in those activities. She clearly depicted the experience, expressing it was certainly strong. It was not what I needed. I had my eyes shut. I was blowing a gasket in a chilling showcase of detachment. Bill Cosby unfeelingly left the room in the wake of committing this detestable demonstration, showing his brutal treatment of ladies. When examined regarding his activities following the attack, Judy uncovered he just left the room like nothing. This raises the upsetting chance that Bill might have hurriedly continued on toward target different young ladies who were available with Judy. Thusly, Bill Cosby was found blameworthy, yet his reaction to the decision was amazingly unseemly, alluding to it as a surprising triumph, disrupting to market judgment, affirms Cosby's sexual attack of a little kid as any type of win. Besides, let us not fail to remember that this was only one claim among the numerous more than 60 ladies have ventured forward blaming Bill Cosby for rape. Another survivor, Andrea, boldly imparted her nerve-wracking experience to the ethically bad Bill Cosby. Their underlying communication happened when she worked for the ball group at Sanctuary College in Philadelphia, where Cosby stood firm on a conspicuous footing as a graduate and legal administrator. Andrea nitty-gritty their kinship and the occasions of a game-changing night in January 2004, when she unconsciously consumed pills given by Cosby, accepting they were natural enhancements. Portraying her difficulty, she composed, "My powerlessness to control my own body was completely startling at 605. I'm something contrary to dainty I had never before. Even as a kid felt truly threatened by any person or thing. I was a competitor, yet presently I had zero command over my appendages." During Cosby's most memorable preliminary relating to Andrea's attack allegation, she affirmed at last, prompting his conviction by a jury for medicating and physically attacking her. This high-profile indictment in the Hush Me Too period, where ladies have looked to consider compelling sexual victimizers responsible, brought about Cosby getting a 10-year jail sentence. The once worshipped comic, known as America's Father, saw a serious decrease in his public standing. The general population has since communicated their displeasure towards these charges made against Bill, with one individual composition, "On the off chance that I were them, I would have been reluctant to tell too. I mean, the man is popular, for God's sake. He has such a lot of force in the public arena." Fundamentally loathes individuals who stand up against celebrities. They shouldn't have stood by so lengthy to offer something. However, another showed support for the casualties, composing, "They presumably stood by so lengthy on the grounds that they realized no one would accept them. That is the reason assault casualties are consistently wary of talking about their encounters. No one at any point accepts it. Our general public is one that generally needs to fault the casualty before the denounced, which, as well as my most memorable explanation, sustains assault culture. Keep a receptive outlook while paying attention to their or any assault casualties' encounters. Think about in the event that it were you in that situation, regardless in the event that these charges are anything to go by. It has neither rhyme nor reason why Steve Harvey would transparently support such an individual, except if obviously there is something different happening in the background. At any rate, that is all there is to it for this video, people. Bye.